At an early stage of 2, Ladi started losing her hair. It grew in patches and was not so abnormal for a child her age. But as the years went by, she became aware that she was suffering from a condition called Alopecia areata.
Your immune system actually fights your hair follicles. It sees them as a foreign material. Alopecia areata happens to be the most common autoimmune disorder, but because of the stigma attached to it, you end up not hearing so much about it, because being a woman and losing your hair, it's a big deal.
By the time Ladi was 4, her patches became more visible and she had to endure bullying throughout her school life.
Initially, we thought it started from age 5, but from recent pictures my mom showed to me, it started way earlier, like 2, but it was on and off. So I lose the hair, it grows. I lose it, it grows. And then at 4, when I lost it, that was it. I kept losing till now.
For her parents, the fear of seeing their only daughter and child lose her crown scared them to the bone. They tried everything medically possible to reverse the condition, but to no avail.
Being a kid, I got sick frequently because, one, my immune system was tempered with just to grow hair. And I think somewhere around 7, I told my dad that I'm not doing it again.
Alopecia is not a symptom of cancer or that someone is going through chemotherapy. Some women later in life start losing their hair and sometimes get diagnosed of it. Scientists have not been able to prove any concrete causes to the condition yet. But doctors say diabetes, taking some cancer medications, and even stress can trigger it. Usually, these patients are not aware of the condition, and they often suffer all manner of stigmatization.
They called me all sorts of names, from Shaolin Soccer to I can't tell you how many nicknames I had in school.
Most victims, like Ladi, eventually resort to different kinds of treatment or methods of covering up.
After that braiding, as the years went by, I became so weak and I couldn't put on the braids again, so I had to go fully wig caps.
So talking of wig caps, how many have you had? I can see about, you still have the braids and then you still have some wig caps. I can see some here. Are these just the ones that you have?
At every given moment, I have 15 wigs.
Let's take a look at this one. I think this one here looks very, very nice. Human hair?
Yes, it's actually a Peruvian.
Oh, and that should be very expensive. How much do you make this one? And probably on the average, how much can you tell us that you spent on these wigs?
So on an average every month, I spend close to about 1,000 buying the wig. Then I spend close to 200 cedis making them into this. So on an average every month, I have to part away with 1,000 to 1,500, depending on the type of hair I want to wear for the month, which is extremely ridiculous.
Constant braiding put extra pressure on the hair follicles. Ladi had to try different means of covering up, like using tattoos, until eventually she shaved it all off.
The tattoos actually made it worse. Anybody that sees me on the street wants to find some sort of preaching to give to me because I am wearing a head tattoo. Nobody cared about why are you wearing the head tattoos.
Doctors say there's currently no cure for this condition, but there can only be some form of treatment depending on what works for each patient.
I've been mistaken to be a lesbian. I have been denied into a taxi because the driver thought I was a lesbian, so he chose not to pick me. It's like my daily life now.
One other major treatment is also to help patients with a psychological effect.
This is the progress she's made with just a session. And I believe it's a tremendous improvement. If she would go on with the second and the third session, I believe she'll be skyrocketing.
Right now, I am having the best moment of my life.
As a woman or a child growing up, everyone keeps telling you that your hair is your crown. But what if at some point in your life, you go from this to that? It doesn't have to feel weird, because people like Ladi still have their crowns and they will tell you that you're still a queen. For City News, Farida Shaibu.